A very warm good morning to all of you. Dear students, once again I would like to welcome all of you to a new session of the history class. Today we are going to begin with a new chapter, chapter number 9, Independence and Partition of India, part 1. When we were dealing with Quit India movement, we have seen that Quit India movement can be considered as the second last step towards the freedom of our country. And at the same time, when Quit India movement took place in India, the Second World War was going on throughout the world. So all these elements created a different atmosphere which enabled our national leaders to demand for the freedom of our country. But things got changed once when the Second World War came to an end by 1945. By the end of the Second World War, India's freedom struggle has got entered into a new phase, which means it led to the beginning of the last fight against the British. So during the time of, or once the Second World War came to an end, the condition in India was so different. Already we have seen by 1938, when the Second World War started, in India it led to the beginning of Quit India movement. And along with the Quit India movement, we have learned Quit India movement was such an action which came to an end even before it could begin. In other words, the British people arrested all the leaders before they could begin the Quit India movement, including Gandhiji. So that's why there were no leaders to lead the Quit India movement. As a result, the Quit India movement came to an end even before it could begin. So that's why in the minds of the people, the concept towards the Quit India movement was still fresh. The people were still demanding, starving. They were starving for the freedom of the country. So that's why in the minds of the people, they were having a fresh idea to fight against the British, because people were always fully charged to fight against the British, and they haven't got a chance to express their feeling because Quit India movement had not taken any action. Or in other words, Quit India movement could not act in its full swing. So that was the condition of India during the time of 1945. Then again, the second point says that unfortunate end of INA. INA was an organization which founded outside India, especially in Japan. And they have organized to support the people of India, to support the leaders of the Indian national movement, and to fight against the British. But they were not able to achieve their goal. They have faced a failure. As a result, they could not reach up to their goal. That's why it is saying that unfortunate end of INA. And the third one says that Muslim League's demand for partition of India. Muslim League was continuously demanding about dividing India into two, India and Pakistan. So this demand was at the peak. And whenever some committees or certain commissions are coming to India to discuss about the framework of the constitution of our country, Muslim League was always opposing them, because none of those commissions were speaking about the partition of the country. So it was the situation of India during that time. So from this perspective, let's evaluate some other points which led to the Indian Independence Act 1947. When all these problems were existing in our country, a new viceroy has got appointed in 1943. His name was Lord Wavell. So Lord Wavell has got appointed as the new viceroy of India. Once when he appointed as the viceroy, in front of him he was having a few number of tasks. And let's see what were the different obstacles which he faced once when he appointed as the viceroy of India. First of all, break the deadlock due to the resignation of Congress ministers. We have already seen with related to the Quit India movement and civil disobedience movement. Number of representatives, Congress representatives who were working with the British administration, they have resigned from their post to express their resistance towards the British. It created a deadlock in the administrative structure of India because the British people alone were not able to run the government. Because in number of posts, in number of places, the British administration has got appointed Indian people, Indian representatives, and once all these representatives resigned from their post, when all the Congress ministers resigned from their post, it created a lot of headache for the British people. So the first task in front of Lord Wavell was to break the deadlock due to the resignation of Congress ministers. And second one, create an atmosphere for talks. Number of commissions, number of missions and committees came to India to discuss about number of problems. But none of their demands, none of their suggestions were accepted by either Congress or Muslim League. So this was the situation during the time of 1943 when Lord Wavell has taken as the charge of the Viceroy of India. So these were the two important tasks in front of them. First one, break the deadlock due to the resignation of Congress ministers. Second one, create an atmosphere for talks. Because the leaders, they should get impressed by the action of the British. So in order to impress the Congress leaders, the British administration, along with the support of Lord Wavell, they have released all Congress leaders who were arrested during Quit India movement, including Gandhiji. Gandhiji also was there in the jail due to the participation in the Quit India movement. And all the Congress leaders, they have got released from the jail, and it created a comfortable atmosphere for the British to act. When the British people realized the atmosphere is quite comfortable for them, Lord Wavell has announced a plan, something like a committee. He has announced a plan. The plan is being known as Wavell Plan. According to the Wavell Plan, India will be granted with the dominion status, which means India can frame, or the representatives of India or the Indian leaders can frame a constitution which will be working under the British administration. So it was the main point of Wavell Plan, but it has got rejected by Muslim League because there was no any provision, there was no any mentioning about the partition of the country into two. And even Congress also rejected it because they were demanding for complete freedom. So as a result, Wavell Plan became a failure. When all these different plans of the British came to a failure, Clement Attlee, who was the new Prime Minister of Britain in 1946, has announced a commission or a mission which will be going to India and discussing about certain features. And this mission is being known as Cabinet Mission. So Clement Attlee has appointed a mission and they came to India to accelerate or to facilitate the process of transferring power, which means anyway British people cannot go back to their country very easily because they have to find out one alternative administrative structure in India when they go back to their country. So as a result, the Cabinet Mission has got appointed by the new Prime Minister of Britain, Clement Attlee, and the main intention of this mission was to accelerate, to facilitate the process of transferring power, or in other words, to speed up the transferring of power from Britain to the people of India. And finally, in order to take necessary for the transferring of power from Britain to the people of India, Lord Wavell has got replaced by Lord Mountbatten. That means now Mountbatten has got appointed as the Viceroy of India by 1947. So dear students, we are winding up here. So in the next class, we will be going to discuss about Mountbatten, Lord Mountbatten, who became the Viceroy of India by 1947, and the Mountbatten Plan. So I hope you understood this topic very well, and we will be meeting again with the continuation of the same topic in the next class. Till then, I am signing off. Thank you.